Hey everybody, Richard here from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. It's been quite a bit since I've got a chance to talk to you. You know, just winter, and I'll be honest with you, I've been lazy the last couple months, but you know, the winter will kind of do that to you. But I'm here today, we got a new video. Today we're going to talk about motorcycle gear, the gear I use. Now, the reason why we're talking about this today, because last weekend I happened to get to my favorite motorcycle shop in the world. It's called Performance Cycle, and you can find Performance Cycle down in Centennial, Colorado. Like I said, it's my absolute favorite store in the world. I provide a link here. To me, especially if you're within any reasonable drive of Denver, Colorado, I think that's definitely one of the best stores around. Just good place, great staff. They've always taken very good care of me. And for those of you wondering why the heck I was in Colorado, it wasn't just to buy motorcycle gear. Being I was an Avalanche fan, last weekend the Stadium Series game was played down at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. And yes, I did survive it. If you look at Twitter, you could see that it was an experience for all of us. I managed to see 2/3 of the game, and that's not because I was late, but because at the end of the first period, I decided I had to go to the bathroom and stand in beer line, and managed to get back to my seat with about a minute left in the second period. So it was, yeah, that was a whole lot of waiting in line. And let me tell you, I hear "Body Like a Back Road" by Sam Hunt come on the radio. I'm probably going to go over and unplug that jukebox because it might bring up some unpleasant memories. Not to mention the Avalanche lost the game too. But anyways, I digress. Now that I've got my little spot over, I gotta remind myself, this is the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, not the Colorado Avalanche Hockey Blog, not the Angry Fan Blog, not any of that stuff. So anyways, back to the gear. What you see behind me is all the gear I have, and a lot of the gear I use, and I'm gonna show it off to you. So, talking about gear, I'm gonna start with obviously the most important piece of gear that I think you can have, and that's a helmet. Now, this is the HJC IS Max 2. It's a modular helmet. I believe now to get the pin lock with it and also the chin curtain, I'd pay a few extra bucks for. I think it was 20 extra bucks. So all in all, this helmet was about $240 from Rev'It, and that was delivered. And if you don't buy the pin lock or the chin curtain, it's around $200. The reason I chose it was a good quality helmet and it doesn't break the bank. I haven't quite got to the point yet where I want to spend $600 on a helmet. I mean, granted, you're not going to get quite the build quality of some of the really good high quality ones. Like my wife has a Schuberth helmet, and you're not going to meet the quality of a Schuberth with an HJC. But honestly, for $200 bucks, it's pretty good quality. Like I said, we got the integrated shield in it. Now, I've installed my intercom system for my Goldwing. You can probably see that hanging there. And like I said, it's good. It's a good, great fitting helmet. Blocks the wind fairly well. It's one of those helmets. It's not the best at everything, but I think it's good at everything. I think it's a good quality helmet for everything you want to do with it. Next part I think is pretty important. Obviously, you want a good jacket. Now, several years ago, I started off years ago. I had leather jacket, I had chaps and all that stuff. And, several years after that, I bought my first textile coat. It wasn't a mesh one, but it was kind of that textile quality, and it changed my life. You held that up with that leather coat, and it was maybe felt like a tenth of the way to that leather coat. So I was hooked on textile. A few years after that, I switched to mesh coats. Mesh coats changed my life. Absolutely. Just made the summer days so much better. So originally, I was looking for the latest edition Airglide coat from Olympia. Unfortunately, they were sold out. And I'm going to get a little bit more to that in a minute when I talk about the Olympia pants. So I went with the Rev'It coat. Now, I went with this coat. Actually, so at Performance Cycle, they directed me toward the Rev'It coats because they work. They're good. They're a pretty good quality coat. They're similar to the Olympia. The other thing with the Olympia is the Olympia zippers work with the Rev'It zippers. So that's kind of why I went with the two. Not that I'm going to zip my pants and my jacket together a lot, but you never know. Someday I might. But a few of the things I like about this right away. One of the best things about it is, you know, when you're trying to put your liners in and out, you can't get to your sleeves. Well, look at how far that opens. And there's your liner button right there. But look at all that space you got to open. It's nice and wide, and it's got a good wide little thing to Velcro it to. I was very impressed with that. I kind of like these little flex panels in the sleeves. I think I'm really going to like those. Mind you, I haven't got to ride with this yet, but I think I'm going to like it. One thing I don't know yet about is the Rev'It liners. They don't have, like, you don't have just the separate rain liner and a quilt liner. It's a fully combined liner. So I wasn't not sure what I thought about that. However, the more I think about it, I think honestly, I never really ride with just rain liner in any way, because it kind of makes you, it kind of gets sticky, and it really only works when it's wet. So for the most part, if I wear the liner in my old coat, it was both of them anyway. So I think it'll work having both these liners the same. The other thing is, you'll see the reflective logo here. You can wear this jacket outside, or you can wear this jacket without the shell. Like, you can just wear that jacket if you want to. If you want to wear that jacket separate, you sure can, and it wouldn't be a bad little jacket. Also, you can zip it up independently of this one. They do these half zippers, which are kind of weird, and honestly, I kind of thought it was weird, but after I think about it more and more, you know what, for the most part, it's not a big deal. I don't really feel like you got to have that liner in there, or that in there to make it all work. So, a few other things. One thing about the Rev'Its, they don't come with the back panel. I kind of wish they did, because my old coat did. And obviously you got your elbow panels, you got your shoulder pads. I'm probably not going to ride with them. I know I should, but honestly, I think I'll be fine without not having to worry about that. Also, if you're wondering about what kind of jacket it is, this is the Rev'It Tornado 2. I believe this year they're up to the Tornado 3. And basically it's just a color change. And like I said, these were some of last year's models, and I got this for 250 bucks. They normally retail new for 350. So I got a pretty good deal on it. All right, so this little button here, it actually moves. I'm not gonna move it now, so you can kind of custom fit. Another thing that's nice, and my wife was envy of this the minute she saw this. This little, you know when your deal is flops on your neck? Well, they have a little hook. Just like that holds it out of the way for you. So, I think this coat's gonna be a good coat for me. All right, to the pants. Now, once again, I used to wear chaps, and it was very rarely. For the most part, I was a jeans guy. That's just kind of the way I was. Well, last year, I managed to try on. I was kind of finally convincing myself I wanted pants. So, I found the Airglide. I found the Airglide 4 from Olympia. And from the moment I tried it on, I'm like, hey, this is going to work great. So this year I go down there to go buy it. Well, here's what sucks. Olympia has gone out of business. Now, Pant Cycle let me know that essentially they were sold to somebody who then in turn shut them down, which really sucks, because one of the best things about Olympia pants, you can wear the mesh liner on the inside. You can wear it on the inside, or you can wear it on the outside. Especially on the pants, where it'd be nice is, let's say you're starting in Gunnison, Colorado in the morning, and it's 42 degrees, but it's July, and you're heading to Denver. Well, obviously you're going to start the day, it's going to be cold, so you're probably going to want to wear your rain layer as a windbreaker on the outside to keep that wind off you. Once you get down the lower elevations and get hot, you can pull that liner right off, and guess what? You're in business. Because if you can look at all these, this whole front is all air panel. And that's the thing that really drew me to these pants. The whole front is air panel. The whole darn pant will open up for you. I'll show it to you right here. Like, that's all the way up. You can adjust the knee pads kind of wherever you want it. It's got a hip pad that's pretty nice. It's all, like I said, it's all mesh the whole way up. So I am really looking forward to getting some good riding in with these pants, because I think these pants are going to be great. But like I said before, Olympia has gone out of business. So if you got your hands on any Olympia gear or eyes on it, make sure to go buy it now, because it's probably going to be gone. like I said before, the reason my coat says Rev'It and not Olympia is because they were all sold out of every one of my size for the Olympia coats. I think they were down to medium. And unfortunately, for an Olympia, I wear a large. And another side note I will put about the pants is I'm a short guy. Like, very short legs. My legs are very short. Pants sometimes can be, like, I'm a 30-inch inseam. Like, I wear a 34-30. Like, I just have short legs. That's just the way it is. The problem is most male riding pants are made for guys that have, you know, legs that are like 34, 32 and up, 32 and 34 inseams and up. The problem is when you got that much stuff, you're just sitting there and, you know, the pants are way too long and you can't use them very well. Well, here's the little tip, and this actually, so Performance Cycles showed me this last year when I was trying them on, and I was having issues with it, and the salesman said, well, have you ever thought about the women's pants? And I'm like, well, no. He's like, the salesman said, well, here's the thing with the women's pants is they're pretty much, for the most part, they're the same cut as the men's pants, they're just shorter. So, went over there, tried them on, found out, and let me tell you the size here. Where the heck am I at? Found out that I wear a size 16 women's riding pant. So these are women's riding pants. And I don't know, I don't think they look a heck of a lot different from the men's ones. They look like they're basically just cut shorter. Essentially, they fit my legs perfect. So I'm glad I went with that. So if you're one of those guys out there that's having an issue with, hey, I can't find something that's long or that's short enough for me, you know what? Put the pride aside, walk over to the women's side, and try on some of the same pants you're looking for in women's sizes. And you're probably going to find out. And like I said, if you wear a 34, you're probably going to wear like a 16. I think if you wear up to like 36-inch waist, you're probably going to find something in women's. So moving right along, the last really important piece of gear I have that I think is important is your gloves. Now I got 2 pairs of gloves here. These are the true riding gloves. These Sense-Lite gloves, they're kind of them good, you know, good steady. They're the ones that are made for rain. You know, these are good, stout, really good for cold weather. It's got the little squeegee on the deal to keep the water off your helmet. I don't think it works very good. But for the most part, the regular gloves I use, I just wear just a standard mechanics impact glove. And I'm sure they're not the best for riding, but you know what? They work for me. Alrighty, last but not least, here's one more thing that's important in riding gear, and this is a reflective vest. Now, especially now where I've gone back to a coat which, well, it's black. It's got some reflective on it, but it's black again, which is fine at night, but during the day, you should really have some piece of high visibility gear. Now, this right here, this is a vest. It's an Olympia vest, and which I don't know if you'll be able to find this anymore. Once again, Olympia's gone out of business, but this is a good little vest, and it's nice and lightweight, and like I said, it stands out. Like, that's pretty bright. So you can wear that over your jacket, and guess what? It's reflective. Now, I used to never be a big fan of reflective. However, I work at a place and I work a job that requires me, when I'm going to work, to have something, or not reflective, but have something that's high visibility. It's just kind of the way the rules of the place are. So I went with this vest, and I'm glad I did. And like I said, it really stands out from a good long distance, and they work great. And like I said, visibility is your best friend on a motorcycle, because a lot of times people don't see you, and there's been studies, it's not necessarily their fault. It's almost a symptom of they're not threatened by the motorcycle. But either way, visibility is your best friend on a motorcycle, and this helps. So there you have it, everybody. That's my riding gear. That's what I use when I ride, when I'm riding down the road. So I will try to find the links as much as I can to these items that are on the video here. No guarantees on the Olympia stuff, but I may be able to give you a Rev'It link where you can find what's left of them, so you can get them ordered real quick. But I'm going to put links to all these. And additionally, we'll go from there. Until next time, This is Richard Lewis here with the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, reminding you to keep the rubber side down and enjoy the ride.